I see Bunny saying talking to customers, ew, but that's how Laser Everything got its start, was because we were a job shop and we were doing weird, random, crazy things that other people weren't doing. And we were showing that on the channel, especially during live streams, and that piqued people's interest. And we want to get back to that. We want to do that again. So if you want to be in that situation, which admittedly sucks, being confronted with constant challenges, but you know, that's the content I think is really important to show on Laser Everything these days. Yeah, so that's what we're angling for, and you have to kind of put yourself in that spot and interact with people that way in order to take those kind of jobs. What's up, guys? Welcome to Laser Source Podcast, the #1 podcast if you like taking naps.
Pew, 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 pew.
It's the sharpest thing I'm gonna say today.
Those naps do be napping, though.
So tired, dude. Have you guys been watching the shorts I've been uploading? Have you seen
Yeah,
those?
you've been cranking over there, dude.
I'm
Is
like,
it you or is it
you, Superman, that hoe. Sorry.
is it you or is it the new assistant?
I mean, Rhiannon's been working as hard as
I was
I've
gonna
been,
say,
but yeah.
I feel like Rhiannon's good for you because like she'll do something and you're like, I can do more than that, and then you one up her.
The way the relationship that has developed at the shop is pretty funny, because I will be like, you know, we really have to do this thing, and it's just like something we really have to do, and then she'll be like, all right, let's do it. And I'm like, I don't want to, and she'll be like, okay, but we probably should though, right? And I'm like, nah, I don't think so. And she's like, yeah, but we probably should do it. And then we end up doing it. Whereas in the past, I'd just be like, I have to redesign the website. I don't have time for this, you know. So I definitely know. So I definitely get more done with her there. Plus, I mean, you have like
There's 72 semicolons and they need to be commas, Matt.
That
I gotta go find every one of them.
So yeah, having her there, or just anybody, a human body to just be accountable to, has made it easier to do things that are not super fun.
Well, that's really good then. So yay, go Rhiannon.
Yeah, yay. But yeah, so we've done a ton. I'll try to verbalize it because I know a lot of people are going to listen to this at some point. But the whole shop, pretty much wall to wall, with the exception of the rear wall behind the front counter, is slat walled, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so we have like slat wall. It feels and smells like a
Dick's Sporting
store in the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, like a Dick's. Miranda said, yeah, you didn't have that before. I did have it before, but it's different when you get home at the end of the day and your wife's like, you didn't do all of that shit you were supposed to do. And there's like someone literally there, you know, like, all right, let's fucking get it done. Also, Miranda's super busy. Miranda also like works 2 full-time jobs taking care of our 3 terrorist like children. So it's harder, I think, for her to invest the kind of time required to tackle some of those like larger things, because she just is a full-time mom and it's really, really hard work. So, you know, I'm glad she's doing that, because if she wasn't doing that, I certainly wouldn't be running a business. But definitely it's just hard, dude. I'm just tired. I'm like, I feel like I did all this work. There's still like, I was like so mad today, dude. I was like ready to punch a baby, like levels of angry. Not my baby, but like the first random baby that I saw. Like I was there at some point ready to like throw hands with a baby, because
it's the only person you could beat in a fair fight.
No, dude, yeah, for real. Also, like I was like, all right, I need to get the business, the engraving shop, back on Google Maps, right? Like that was a goal that I had set out for myself. And So I went to Google. I logged into like 8 different accounts trying to find the one that I used to make the business profile for Monroe Laser when that was open. And eventually I found it, and Google had like
Taking it apart.
they banned it though. It was like I got like the ban hammer from Google because they were like, you closed. People told us you closed. And I was like, yeah, but like now we're open. You know, like turn it back on. So I had to like go through this whole like appeal process today and like fill out forms and gather
By the
evidence.
way, that's whenever, just so you guys know, if you ever do close a shop on Google, it literally says, if you do this, it will close the shop permanently. Are you sure you want to close it?
But it's not permanent
telling
because
you.
they give you an avenue to undo
I
it.
know.
I just don't know why the hurdles are so high and random, you know?
Probably to keep fraud down would be my guess.
I think probably a lot of people who are closing their businesses are closing them because they don't intend to return to them. And when they close them, if they are reopening, maybe Google's assuming that they're resold. Like it's under new ownership and operations management. So
yeah,
maybe they just assume that they shouldn't be passing that history of the company on to somebody else that maybe didn't earn it.
That's fair-ish, but like, yeah, I mean, Bunny's saying like rename the shop.
Yeah,
I did. It's LE Customs now. That's like the Laser Everything Customs branch of Laser Everything, LE Customs. But I also busted my ass in my shop in the same building for years, earning a couple hundred 5-star reviews on Google. I want those. You know what I mean? And just because we rebranded and I moved 35 feet down a hallway doesn't mean that I shouldn't be entitled to those reviews anymore. So I'm ready to fight for him. This is a tangent, but it's just aggravating. And
this is the exhaustion thing. That's what you're getting at. But
Yeah,
I will say, Google does warn you. But at the same time, if you think, it'll be fine, here's Alex telling you what you got to do. So,
yeah. And if you have an extra monitor, go ahead and middle mouse click that link to Johnson Plastics Plus so it opens in a new tab. That's our sponsor for the Laser Source podcast. Yeah, they're amazing. They sell all kinds of blanks and stuff. I have a lot of their stuff on display in the new shop, which is pretty cool right now. I did one of my particular favorites. I'll pull up some pictures at some point. I took a couple very simple pictures, and Miranda said she shot a TikTok that she'll be uploading today as well too. So if you guys don't follow us on TikTok, go follow us on TikTok. But one of my favorite shelves was the JP Plus, just like tumbler shelf, and it's just like all the colors,
all the cool
in
stuff,
in like a nice big row, you know. So if you want to pick up some stuff from them, there is a link to that down in the description. As of recording, you get 15% off almost anything in the store with the code YLRZDF. I've memorized it now, Matt. You're fired. And
if it changes, it'll be in the description.
Yeah, there he goes. He let himself out. If it does change, it'll be in the description. And I think that's it. We'll probably discuss them again because we talk about them multiple times every week because it just comes up naturally in conversation. So how long is he going to sit backstage? Can he not let himself back in? Is he stuck back there? Oh, okay. I don't know.
Somebody's got to be here. Somebody to watch over you guys, keep you from punching babies and whatnot.
That's all I want to do.
God, Jesus. Anyways.
Slat wall, dude.
Yeah, so how does that go up? Is that just like you anchor it into the wall? And
yeah, dude,
talk about the process. What's the dealio?
Pretty sure slat wall is supposed to be mounted to like the studs.
Like
I don't know that for sure, but like I'm pretty sure it's supposed to just like go onto the interior wall structure, and we are putting it on drywall because it's not my wall. You know what I mean? So I can't like just rip the drywall out and put the slat wall up. So the process that we've kind of nailed down is we kind of lift the wall panels into place, and we have carpet that runs up the first like 4 inches of our wall too. You know, like kind of there's like a runner. Yeah. So we try to lift it up over that, and we're holding it there against the wall midair And then one of us or Chris, we've had to recruit Chris a couple times, especially for the higher panels, because they're 8 feet wide by 4 feet tall.
And you're only 4 feet tall.
Dude, for real. So I'm like standing there, like holding it up, and I'm like, get the nail gun. I went to Home Depot. I bought my first nail gun. I've never owned a nail gun before. So I got a framer, and we'll pop a couple nails into the slat wall in the slats just to keep it there. And then once it's there, drywall screws to mount it. And 20 screws later, it feels secure enough to bear some weight. So that was not super fun. Also, slat wall stuff is ridiculously expensive, like the accessories, which is weird and aggravating because I've got a lot to complain about tonight, guys. I'm just going to be complaining all night. They have one of the accessories you can get for a slat wall is like a wireframe basket, just a basket with like a loose wireframe cage. And if you buy that exact basket for a pegboard, like you would find in a workshop, it is $20 for 4 of them, a couple different sizes. If you buy the same exact 4-pack of baskets for a slat wall, which is just instead of 2 pokies, it's got 2 flat thingies, literally the only difference, it's $60, which is wildly like different. And a couple people have made the point to me that people with slat walls are probably that like have more means and more money to spend equipping their store, so they charge more for it. But I've both within like the same 100 square foot area, and it's extremely aggravating that I have to pay 3 times more for the slat wall version of it.
Have you considered 3D printing or resin printing any of the pieces? Because I literally just made some really cool stuff for my pegboard. I know it's not exactly the same, but it's one of those things for like light objects and certain things like that. Have you thought about looking up some cool designs for that?
I have not. I haven't really gotten great prints yet because I'm at the phase with the resin printer right now where I am, and resin probably knows what I'm talking about, just changing out the resin like every print because I want to see all the colors and stuff. But all those different resins have different exposure times. So I'm not I'm not really getting the best prints or like getting better at printing. I'm just kind of like flipping through the cards right now.
I know you were making fun of the bamboo, but I just pressed a button on my phone and then went and had lunch, and I came back and mine was done. So I'm just saying, throwing it out there.
I'm sure it's fine, dude.
It's funny. It's funny you guys are talking about 3D printers because I spent the last 3 days straight staying up till about 8 in the morning.
Oh god,
working on mine.
Yeah,
and I've hit this point, and it's eaten me up to the point where I actually ended up taking most of today to reestablish my mental state. Because I've hit a point where I went from working on making this a tool to this is just the project. And I need to go back to like I'm seriously considering this may end up getting put on the back burner until I have like 100 hours to set aside for it.
Yeah.
And just buying.
And this is where we talked about, this is what we talked about before. So like you guys don't know this, but Kyle and I talked about this, and Alex was like, I'm never going to have 3D printers ever. But now he's got these super cool LED ones. But Kyle and I were talking about process versus like scope and ability. And so his is more capable of doing things because I think it's a larger footprint, right?
It's enormous. Yeah.
Yeah. But the headache that comes with that versus mine, I'm never going to use this thing for anything that's going to be like a secret. Like, so I don't really care that Bamboo uses its little program. So anyways, pretty interesting to think about.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I like the Bamboo. The Bamboo is very like
press the button and go.
Press the button and go. But
it's an appliance. It's a tool that does its job.
You do like have to get the settings right for the different colors, you know, and they're not wildly different, but they're different enough, especially when you go from opaque to like translucent. You start like seeing kind of weird exposure times. And rather than spending the little bit of time that would require to do that, I'm just swapping the colors out because I just want to see them all. I could spend the time and be getting like amazing prints. I'm getting good prints and I've done nothing.
Yeah.
I'm getting good prints. They're not amazing, but they're good. So
yeah, and that's the thing. So basically these different companies and their situations is something to consider. But anyways, going back to your first main thing, and Mike was just saying you print instead of working on the printer. That might just be something cool. Like look for a file like by the way, does Elegoo use STLs?
I don't. You can definitely import them. I mean, like one of the things I was just talking to
It's
Kyle
just a
about.
different slicer.
Okay.
Yeah, it uses Cheeto Box, and I dumped that for Lychee, which is awesome. And you can just dump whatever you want into that. And if you do get a file, I haven't had anything yet that I haven't been able to dump into Blender and then export.
Yeah.
For the need. So
I was gonna say I just messed with Fusion 360, but like I'm learning that. But anywho, yeah, I think that might be like just to solve your problem if you can come up with one or find one, because like Thingiverse is so dope. Love that.
Yeah, I mean I've got like gallons of resin now, so like I have the material to do it, and if I get like the black or gray back in there, so it's not just like neon colors all over the wall in my gray office. It might be, but then I'd have to like really commit, and you'd have to print like 50 of them, so you have good rainbow coverage on all 4 sides of the room. Mannequin's still naked, in case you guys are wondering. I gotta buy clothes for her. It's just a whole thing. So so
I have to eat.
Google Maps. I did get a base website up. It is a resuscitation of the original Monroe Laser site. Matt, that I use Square for that kind of stuff, right? Square point of sale.
Yeah, we talked about that.
They have that built in. I might actually show you guys a little bit of it tonight. They have that built in online feature, which uses like Weebly or whatever. It's a really basic, like WYSIWYG kind of click and drag web editor. But I was able to get a pretty impressive site up in like 45 minutes to an hour today. And then the following 5 to 6 hours that I've spent on it have been just like tweaking this or fixing this color or moving this thing over a little bit. But like right off the bat at a glance, I think it looks pretty good. I'll probably just pull it up since we're talking about it while it's relevant.
Yeah. And so while you're doing that, let me go back and kind of click on some of the comments that we've had here. There was a question that Kyle might have started this, or maybe me. I honestly can't remember. But Laughing Chaos said, "Hey, Laser Everything, new sub and new to Laser Engraving. I was on your website and I seen the library files for CO2 and fiber for light burn. I have a diode laser. Will the library files work for my laser?"
So he wants to know if the library files will work on his diode.
Correct. Do we have one for diodes, or
we don't is the short answer. The longer answer is there are so many different diodes with so many different characteristics, and that leads to so many different variables that we haven't published like an all-in-one library to go along with our other Galvo laser libraries for diodes. That said, I am, or at least I have spoken with Vinny. It has been a minute since we've had these conversations about getting a community library together, like you find again on lasereverything.net, where you can go and there are user submitted settings where they can choose what laser they have and display that along with the settings that they're using. Something like that is not out of the question, but I have not been able to budget the time for that with everything going on with reopening the shop. So maybe when the shop's reopened, we're crawling into Q1, the post-holiday stuff is over, we can swing back around and look into getting something like that up to go with the other ones. If you guys haven't contributed to those community libraries, make sure you do that. It's free and it helps people out big time. I know a lot of people reach out to me and personally tell me that it's helped them a lot finding settings other users have submitted. So you can find all of that at the community settings database. It's db.lasereverything.net if you want to go check that out.
Yeah, and just putting this up from Laura. She was asking Richie from Gulf Coast Laser Engraving how he's feeling. So hopefully you're feeling better, Richie. I know you answered that down below. Just kind of going through this real quick. Mike said, Matt, are you using that EDU email for the free Fusion 360? Yes. And I also use it for the Adobe coupon. Basically, like if you're an educator, you get
a discount.
You get a discount, and it's pretty. It's like $35 a month, which is so worth it. It's ridiculous. So for like $400 a year, I'm getting all of the stuff that I use it for. I actually used it to edit a video the other day for students who have deaf and hard of hearing. They needed captions, and none of the teachers knew how to put captions on a video. I was like, I can do that. So that was pretty cool. Let's see. So talking about Fusion 360. Oh, yep. Gulf Coast said it right here. It said he's feeling better. Willie was saying he uses FreeCAD, great alt to Fusion 360. So that's something to check out for you guys. Let's see. And then there was something.
What's the web one? I've heard good things about is it Tinkercad?
Yeah.
Tinkercad and Onshape, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard some really good things about Tinkercad. I want to play with that a little bit.
I've exclusively used Shaper 3D on my iPad and on PC, and it's been fantastic.
Looks like Anthony from Beam It Up Laserworks is also using some type of 3D printer right now while chatting on the throne. Is that?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
It's the one that slowly lowers the prints into the water.
It's an I wonder what the extrusion rate's like today on that.
Yeah. I think it's rapid. That's part of the problem.
Explosive.
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't even have time to melt it down. It's just solid rods.
Yeah.
Flying out like at the speed of a bullet.
All right. So Tinkercad is great, said Bunny Washer, for like 5-minute projects. I would agree, by the way. I've used those to actually make some screws and like toppers, like where basically it's got a hexagon. So like literally for like a thumb, basically like you can put it on top of our
thumb screws.
Yeah, our M8s and M6s. And basically the little hexagon goes in, and then now you can do that really quick and easy. So just saying. And then I don't know what Resin's talking about. Resin? That's weird. Yeah, come on, Resin. Are the anyways?
Trying to keep it classy over here.
Right. We got class coming at our ass.
I got class coming at you right now with the brand new Laser Everything website. So
look at this guy.
This site isn't for you guys, obviously, but it may serve as an example if you care. I am not the end-all, be-all of web design by any stretch, but if we go to lecustoms.net, we can just get a basic idea of kind of what I've thrown together so far. So here it is, big rows, and we scroll down, and there's some.
Are you trying to share your screen?
Sale? Oh yeah, is it not up yet?
Here we go. You ready? Whoa, I got you.
There we go. So here's the homepage, and it's very, very basic and not very done yet. So like the custom work page, literally blank. There's nothing there. But I do have some products up that I got up pretty quick, and we've got a little email form here. We can go to shop online. I've got some categories, and I got this done in like one day. So it has been really good. So I've got like a fixed blade knife. I don't have any like fancy plugins or anything like that, but if you want custom text, you can type it in. And I went through the trouble of uploading like a basic font sheet so that you can pick a font and pick where you want me to engrave it, and we'll do it. This was the system that I used on the old shop, and people bought stuff from here all the time, and it worked super good. So I am going to stick with that for at least the near term, so that we can like just get going, and try to like get some of this stuff sold. And this is stuff you guys have seen on the channel a million times. It's not like fancy stuff. There's no mind-blowing like secrets in here. It's just offering things that people might need in a pinch that they can like drive over the same or next day and pick up engraved and done and like be out the door, and that was really kind of how this storefront functioned, and it did a good job at that. We just took
the good news is it lets people see the variety of things that you can make quickly.
Yeah, and we just took some nice pictures. We just tried to get them up there as fast as possible. We give people a reference so they know how they can be customized, and then I don't know, call it a day. So we do have the shop online tab. I will fill out. A problem with the old website was that we had a separate homepage, and we only used Square for the like actual store because it was tied in with the point of sale. But this one, just the whole website's going to end up using their system. And because of that, I really need to add more of a clue that we do accept custom work here. Because right now it just looks like,
So
you know,
I have a question.
a Shopify store or whatever.
Comment maybe. Could you make a quick video and embed it here where basically like when they come to the page, it's like, hey guys, we're LE Customs. We can do pretty much anything that you can create, think of. And then like just do like a quick edit of like some stuff that you've done,
We actually had one up on the channel that I was using specifically for that purpose. And when I logged back into this to start kind of like remorphing it, the video was offline. So I must have deleted it for one reason or another. But that was thought of and was already part of this website. But it will have to be reshot. I'm sure it's antiquated at this point anyway. And then just like a basic like contact us page, guys. I really like these full screen pictures that show the quality of the marks. And then you just scroll down, get in touch with us. We've got our email address and regular address and phone number down there. And that's it. Otherwise, it's just a basic cart system. People can buy gift cards if they want to buy gift cards, and that's it. Dead simple. It's like 5 pages total. And I think this will do pretty well. There's no SEO on it yet or anything, but I'm happy with the direction it's moving.
And the nice thing is, so I use Shopify, and it's basically similar situation, right? Like it's like we've looked at mine before. It's literally just got the most basic of things. I never even mess with it because honestly, Andrew made mine so that it's more of like a contact. Like here's a drop in, take a look at some cool pictures. And, I think I've had maybe like 5 orders that didn't require some type of communication. They just bought it and then filled it out correctly. And then there's no problems. Otherwise, it's always turned into like a quick, hey, I have a question. Oh, I wasn't sure about what to put there and this and that and the other. And it's really not the website's fault so much as just people want to have a conversation with you because they want to impress upon you like what it is they want. I feel like there's just something inherent with custom stuff like that. But the cool thing is this integrates into a point of sale system. So if you actually have a shop or if you're someone who goes on the go, these are those things where you can literally do this on the fly and it's pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, one of the cool things to both of your points there that we've kind of been angling for with the restructuring of how this is all going to work is that I have those slat walls, and on those slat walls, you find these items all racked up in a row. So if you come to the website or if you walk into the shop, you're going to see the same stuff, and we've built the shop specifically to be a place where people can come in and express those things and feel like they've been heard. So we have the big 70-inch display case where they can see all the coins and knives laid out. And then we have and I wish I had like better photos. Miranda hopefully will post that video soon so you guys can check it out because it is, I think, the most up-to-date one. But we have a service counter. It's a 48-inch service counter. At the end of it, I got just a monitor arm, and there's a monitor there, and there's a mini PC plugged into the side of it so I can show people fonts or print a proof, or we can design something together right there. And then just past that counter corner, I have a table, just like a McDonald's like restaurant style table, a small one for 2 people, and 2 restaurant chairs. So if I need to go and sit down with them and like hammer out the details on something, I can come around the counter. We can just sit down at the table, just me and them, and work through it, while we're surrounded by all this inspiration and hopefully like upsellable items, and it's giving them ideas while they're in there, in the space. So that's how I tried to build it. I see Bunny saying talking to customers, ew, but that's how Laser Everything got its start, was because we were a job shop and we were doing weird, random, crazy things that other people weren't doing. And we were showing that on the channel, especially during live streams. And that piqued people's interest. And we want to get back to that. We want to do that again. So if you want to be in that situation, which admittedly sucks, being confronted with constant challenges, but that's the content I think is really important to show on Laser Everything these days. Yeah, so that's what we're angling for, and you have to kind of put yourself in that spot and interact with people that way in order to take those kind of jobs. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's one of the things too. Like for me, I used to like, because y'all know I'm in my 2-car garage, and I used to have the garage where I'd open it up and close it, and I'd be like, come in quick before the air conditioning goes out. But literally, that's where I put like a stone path to my door that's on the side of my garage here. So because it's just one of those things, like thinking about like people really want to come into the shop, they want to see the lasers, they want to see that stuff, and then like they just want to sit and look at the computer too. Like I just had a person this past weekend who a friend of mine who I taught with for like a decade, who was getting married, and so they wanted glasses. So I literally made a decanter set for them and 4 glasses. They loved it, and then they were like, hey, by the way, I want to do 12 or 14 hammers. Can you do those? I just want text on them. And I was like, sure. And when I brought them in and they got to see the process, they were just like so enthralled by it. You know, they're like, oh my God. So like I think there's just something about going to the shop that appeals to people, because we forget about like how cool it is. Because I let the guy watch it, like he put on the what do you call it, like the glasses and all that stuff. And yeah, Willie's saying, I just saw him say, nah, never boring. Unique challenges are always fun. Like the hammer, he wanted it to say a quote from the Bible, and then he wanted it to say Doug's Dudes, because that's like their text group that they talk about for their Sunday, not Sunday school, but their basically like their Bible study group, right? And so I was able to show him that I could actually put Doug's Dudes and fit this. It was a proverb. I think it was iron sharpens iron as one man sharpens another. And then he wanted to say Doug Dudes underneath it. And I was able to show him how we could do that. And he was just like blown away. And it was a challenge. Like I was trying to put it up on a second tier of the hammer. You're doing the lower tier of the hammer for the text, for the quote. One had a treatment on it. So it was like, you know, like the bluing that they do on stuff. That was on part of it, but then it was also powder coated on the top or on the lower segment. So there's 2 different settings. There's 2 different sizes. There's 2, you know, it's like, I don't know. It's just kind of crazy. But when I showed him how we could do that, he was just like, whoa. And now he wants to order Christmas gifts. He actually works for a company that has a huge base use. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to try and get you some business. So just letting them into the shop, having those things there, and having those interactions sometimes can really make you look like an expert and get you that business that you're looking for, which again, that's the kind of stuff I think we need to show people too. So
yeah, definitely. And I'm like, I want to just be done. Like that's why I'm exhausted. That's why the episode is about me being exhausted, because I feel like we've been setting up to reopen the shop. Like how many episodes have I been just like sitting here saying that now? I feel like I'm so close, and it's still just like hoops upon hoops that need to be jumped through to just like wrap this shit up and like go. I was ready today, dude. I sat down in my fucking office at my desk today, and I was like, I'm gonna turn on Google Maps, and like that phone's gonna start ringing in 5 minutes. And then Google was like, no. And it's just like banging your head into like a table and trying to stand up over and over and over again, and never figuring out the tables above your head.
Yeah, so, pretty much.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
And then, by the way, to go with that, the same situation, I really like what Anthony said here, which is I love the one-off stuff. It's fun. The batch stuff pays the bills, and the custom stuff feeds the soul. But then the other part of that too is, yeah, it's true. Because like you really get to be unique. Like I think one of the coolest things I've ever made was like a huge acrylic LED standoff sign, and I charged accordingly for it. But it was also one of those things where like I'm super proud of it, and like the guy sent me great pictures of it, and it's just one of those things where like when you show people that you can make stuff like that, they don't think of those things. So he was saying he has a monitor and a couple of lounge chairs at the desk just for the same thing you were saying. It lets people get to see him design stuff if they want, or you can throw something at me and trust me.
When he says that, it makes me picture like the banker desk at like the bank, when you have to sit down with them, you know, and it's just like 2 lounge chairs and on the desk, and they swing the monitor. They're like, this is your bank account, right? Like I feel like that's how he's got it set up.
Yeah. And I mean, that's how I just did mine too. Like the same weekend, I guess it was this weekend. Yeah. I had another client who came in, and he's actually a friend of mine who I went to high school with, and I'm friends with like their 3 brothers in the family. I'm friends with all of them, and he wants to get a gift for his son when they turn 13. They give each kid a gift, and they have like a big family supper, and so he wants their family crest on the back and their motto on the other side, and he wants some other stuff. And it's funny because like I thought he just wanted 1 coin for the kid, and he's like, no, I need like 25 of those, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. But like seeing just like you guys said, seeing the design process and how quick it came together, he was just like, he's like, how did you learn all this stuff? And I was like, YouTube.
YouTube, bro.
That's it.
This is the kind of, and it's a portrait video on a horizontal screen. Sorry, but this is kind of what you see when you walk in. So there's the display case here. These are just knives. I've got some coins over here. And then there's a cash register stand with the square point of sale on it, and that's it. This little like triangle corner shelf has all of my little knickknacks from the various Laser Everything episodes that I've held on to, which is kind of neat. It's just like a little area for that.
Time capsule.
Time capsule. And then this right here, which you can't see very well, and I may get closer to it later in the video, is a 48-inch service counter, and I've got the monitor pinned right up on top of it there. And so you can sit down on both sides of it and like both be looking at the screen, which is kind of what I was like trying to get at earlier. The slat wall, the shelves, this is all the stuff that we have on the website. And it's just like sitting there on the shelves. But I really wanted to get a good look because I do like how it's kind of like set up over here. So yeah, I can be on this side. They can be on that side. We've got the monitor there. I've got a keyboard, a mouse, and we can just like knock out whatever we need to do, you know? I don't know. It's my thought anyway.
Bunny Washer said, I'm like the soup guy in Seinfeld. If you complain, I say, no soup for you. Leave now.
Rough.
That is actually Alex. That's how he wants to be. And that's why Miranda made him have Rhiannon there. So
they're like, you engraved a penis on this. And Gretchen's like, you got a problem with that?
Jeez.
All right. Have you put any clothes on the mannequin yet? That's what Gretch said.
Dude. Not a lick. She was wearing one of my hoodies for the longest time, but it was like almost weirder because her top half was covered, but her bottom half wasn't. So I just took it off and I used the hoodie as like a placeholder for where the clothes are hanging because we're going to have a little bit of LE merch in there. But the mannequin is still not wearing clothes. I don't even know, like, what size do you buy? How do you like measure a mannequin to like decide what clothes to put on?
I was going to ask what size do mannequins come in sizes?
No,
they're like a standard.
If you turn it around and look where probably the butthole is, there's probably a size right there.
Are you just making that up? I feel like you're just making that up.
I think you just want a picture of Alex looking at a mannequin's butthole.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be like a guess and check situation because I don't really have a plan.
Resin says they do come in a standard size.
I think they wear a medium.
Miranda says extra small.
Medium. I was right.
I would agree, except she's like proportionately, she's like 2 people tall and 1 person wide. It's so I feel like a normal
just really long
t-shirt is going to be like a crop top on her. I don't know.
You should never be put in charge of standards and like weights and measures. You're like, I'd say that girl is about a person wide and about 3 people tall. What size do you wear? 3P? What's that? 3 people.
3P.
Anthony said, just get her a moo-moo.
I will. Yeah, a Laser Everything branded moo-moo.
Oh, who said this? Cody. Oh, Cody sneak. All right, there you go. Etch tattoos onto them.
I would, but I didn't get fiberglass ones. I got plastic ones. So I'd have to use the UV. And the mannequins are already white, and they're probably going to be a whitish mark because it's like PET G plastic. So it's probably going to end up being like white on white. And if
it's PET G, the fiber might do okay on them then.
This is literally
maybe, but it's not going to be any darker.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
This is where I bought like the hand from IKEA that holds stuff, and basically it usually just looks like this whenever we have video calls, so I can like, there you go. So I want to do the same thing. I want to put like a mandala or something like that on the hand. I think that'd be cool. Mandala.
I also don't know if it's PETG. I'm just kind of making that up, but it seems like that kind of plastic. I'm not really sure.
Maybe Rhiannon could paint tattoos on.
That would actually be kind of cool.
You could also mask it.
It's white plastic. I don't think it's going to look as good as you guys are thinking it's going to look. It's like glossy white plastic.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
but he's saying paint it. You paint it. You spray paint it. Done.
Airbrush. It's fine.
Henna. Give it henna.
Yeah.
Henna. Yeah.
So
I'll get right on this, guys. This all sounds like a really good use of time.
So in your Discord post announcing the stream, you did a little Easter egg question with asking everybody what they do when they're feeling completely exhausted.
I did.
And you asked them to bring suggestions. So we have some suggestions I've been starring.
Oh, do we?
Yeah. So Adu CSGO says, "Hi, Alex. When I'm feeling exhausted, I personally like to annoy my downstairs neighbor. This is because he gives me energy in the form of radio frequency electromagnetic radiation at 114 volts a minute. I don't VM. I don't know the unit measure. Yeah, whatever. So yeah, there you go.
Does it just because he just gets so angry that he radiates?
Sounds like he hulks you out, man.
Is he radiating energy as heat, or as? I guess not. If it's electromagnetic rate, well, I guess it could be like infrared is EM, right? I don't know. I want more details.
Yeah. We got Sam says the trick is to not get exhausted in the first place. I charge more to reduce demand, scale up, stick to a good workout routine, do light therapy, work out, and eat good. Tends to help during winter. And yeah, I think that's fair. Good tips.
Yeah, super good tips.
Self-care is important.
Once you're going. I feel like I can't do that right now because I have half a business.
Alex hasn't hit his stride yet.
We need to get the doors open, and then I can limit, and get picky or whatever. But
I will say that Alex sticking to a good workout routine. No.
You know what? I have lost 10 pounds in the last 3 weeks with all the bullshit I've been doing at the shop.
Yeah.
Well,
no, just from working.
Yes,
and the dad lifts you've been doing, your biceps are looking good.
Dude, yeah. I'm just I'm ripped now.
Vince says
in my mouth.
If you're exhausted, sitting in the dark ain't gonna help any.
I needed a moody thumbnail, Vince. The light is on. I have my phone this week, so I was actually able to turn these lights on.
You can tell the light is on because now it looks like Casper is in the room. You're so white with an H in front. The white kid.
That's me.
And
I'm gonna mix in a question here, a little Q&A.
Oh,
so
tell Miranda say I just drink an unreasonable amount of coffee when she's tired.
That's what I did back when I worked IT. I used to drink 10 to 14 cups of coffee a day and some energy drinks, and then I had problems.
Yeah, I heard that's really good for your heart.
Yeah, it's great for your heart.
It's like all that exercise, you're keeping it really strong.
Yeah, a lot of people
something like that. Something like that. Discuss that with your doctor if you decide to do that. But moving on. Tommy says, came here to back up Bench Addict's information. So Bench Addict submitted a question which originally came from the Discord, and Anthony suggested he bring it over to the Q&A. So he got an item called the frequency multiplier in the package, and I took a look over at the Discord, and there is a screenshot, photo of the packing slip that comes with the laser, and it does call it a frequency multiplier.
It's weird.
With my cloud array, I don't believe I got that, and it's not something I'm familiar with, and I did check with the guys before stream. I'm gonna have to dig into that, bud, and get back to you, because it's not something that I've seen with, or at least I recognize from any of the lasers that we've gotten.
I like how Anthony conveniently pulls some bullshit out that none of us have ever heard of, and then conveniently disappears when we're trying to sit around and figure out what it is. We were talking about this before the show. This is not the first time that we've looked at this comment.
Yeah, no, we
none of us have ever heard of it. Yeah, I've got to definitely do some research. Frequency multiplier sounds like some horse shit, but I don't know. That's just a gut feeling without having done any research.
Yeah. So I'm sure it has a use for something. What that is, I don't know yet.
It multiplies the frequencies, Kyle.
Yeah, we'll see. So I'll do some digging into that this week and see if I can figure it out. But if you're listening to this live stream and you know what in the world that is, go to the I believe it was the Fiber channel or Fiber Chat channel and give us some feedback on that.
If you put the laser on one side of the room and you put your PC on the other side of the room and plug your frequency multiplier into it, the difference between the frequencies of the laser and the computer give you approximately 10 times more megapixels per minute while engraving.
Oh, geez. Okay. If you couldn't tell, the sarcasm is real.
Not real.
ICMP Echo says, "Don't drink and laser."
Yeah, that was my Jimmy comment. Don't be a Jimmy.
Yeah.
When you drink and laser, you shoot people.
With the
You
laser.
make gifts of it that are hilarious gold.
Indeed.
And Laser Love says, "How's everyone tonight?"
I'm
I've
tired.
been better. I've been better, Laura.
Yeah,
Been a whole lot
we're all
better.
tired.
I feel like I wish that Laura was here in person with me because she's always such a positive person.
Well, she'd have food.
And that's literally what I was going to say. And she would be like, "Matt, you look peckish. Do you have something?" And then she'd be like, "I stole this from the cafeteria." And she'd pull out like some kind of a Nutri-Grain bar. And I would just be like, "You're the best." So just saying. That's how I see that going.
Hey, you know what? A lot of us forget about self-care this time of year, and it ruins us, man.
She's like, "I brought you some ants on a log."
Actually, I bought so every morning, my new setup is from 8 to 10. I grade papers every day, like just for 2 hours straight. You grade, you clear out your grade book. What I bought was a little tiny walking pad, I guess they're called. It's like for people who don't need a full-sized, giant, stupid treadmill, because I don't need one. And literally, it was great. It's like $120. And so when you're doing stuff that's just repetitive, brainless work, and you can walk, or just turn on the TV and walk. I've been walking every day, so that's actually been something that's pretty good.
Nice.
I've lost like 6 or 7 pounds doing that kind of thing. And also, you guys know when you're sitting in the chair, like anyone who lives in a chair all day for like 10 to 12 hours, like you get like the sciatica, you get like the whole like hunchback syndrome where you're sitting there at your little computer, tippy tapping away.
Bonitis.
Yeah, bonitis. Sweet Christ. But anyways, yeah, that's been like awesome. So that's one of those things I definitely would recommend. And for like $100, I think it was like 140, and when you clicked it, it was like $40 off or something like that. So for $100, I've got a walking pad. Pretty dope. Just saying.
Yeah, those are cool. I have one too. I don't use it because I'm fucking lazy, but I have one. Pretty cool. If you guys stuck around until the end of the show tonight, I do have one last little secret. So we did spend a lot of time putting the slat wall up, and when I get exhausted, this is what I do. So this is the finished slat wall right here, just nice and like perfect. And this is a wall across the room before the slat wall went up. And I signed this artwork and left it up behind the slat wall. So it'll live there long after Laser Everything is gone, which I'm really proud of.
That's actually a frequency multiplier.
Yeah, that's I got your frequency multiplier right here, pal.
That's something.
Yeah. So that's there. So, if you find that in the future, cut it out of the drywall and hang it in a museum because it'll be worth something someday. My signature's on. I signed it in red Sharpie, so it's authentic. I'm tired. What do you want?
Nothing. I don't want any of that for sure.
To add to the crazy thoughts, I just thought about Matt on the walking pad listening to BG Staying Alive.
I was thinking the same thing, but it was Electric Avenue.
Actually, there's a song called Struttin', and it's a pretty good funk song. So we should go.
He was doing the
yeah.
walk
If
down
you ever,
to
like,
Cavano.
Hold on. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it.
Oh my God. Anthony's the only one who knew what I drew. It is from Among Us. Yeah.
I literally thought it was Among Us at first, but then we had just had that frequency multiplier discussion, and then it all connected because, like, well, why would we have anything that wasn't late, you know? So just saying.
Anthony says, making my way downtown.
Diddle-diddle-diddle.
This is it right here. No?
Boop, boop, boop,
What's the angle, right?
boop, 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 boop. Yep.
I can show you. Would you like to see the music video for this one? If you would, it's called Thumpasaurus Strutting. So,
Miranda says no in all caps.
okay.
Not because she's just mostly concerned that you're going to get us copyright claimed.
Yeah, that's fair. This guy would love the free share. Just saying.
Humongous.
That's actually really good.
Yeah, it's funny. That's clever.
Humongous frequency. She has huge tracts of land.
We have an old commercial out here. There's a guy, his name's Billy Fusillo, and he owns a bunch of car dealerships. And every time he has a sale going on, he gets on the TV and he goes, "It's going to be huge, Rochester, huge." It's really funny. I don't even know if he's alive anymore. I haven't seen him in a really long time.
Oh my God.
No. I'm just killing the last 10 minutes. I warned you guys I was tired.
Oh,
I tried to have a serious discussion today. I made an effort.
No, I did think I did a good job.
I think ultimately my answer to the question, what do I do when I get exhausted, is I keep working. That's really what I just kind of.
That's actually what I was.
I just kind of like keep going until I feel better, and eventually I do.
My thing is, I usually we're supposed to work from at the job I'm at now. It's 8 to 8. You don't have to work all 12 hours, but you're supposed to be available and like create your own schedule. I usually sit down at 8. I work until 6, and then I hang out with the kids for 2 hours, which is like a 10-hour day. And you can ask Alex. I've always been like just here. Kyle knows. Like, I'll be like, "Hey, did you want to do that thing?" He's like, "Haven't you worked like 72 hours in the past 3 days? Like, just go." So it's just one of those things because I feel like if you get away from it, it just gets away from you, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like,
well, that's like, dude, it's like sometimes I feel like if I stop, like if I was like, you know what, I'm mentally and emotionally exhausted, I'm not going to work tomorrow, then it would be like 2 days, and then it would be like Monday, and I'd be like, I've been to work in a couple days, but I could probably just work from home, you know, this week, and it'll be fine. And it just like kind of I like slipped down that like I'm giving myself a break. Even though
Alex working from home was Weekend at Bernie's, where they've just got strings tied
it
to them.
was not. You guys have a beautiful free online database that you get to gawk at all the time because I worked from home for so long. That's not the point. The point is I feel like if I give myself an inch, I end up taking a mile, and it's more productive for me long term to just kind of like fight through the rut and keep going, because then at least when I'm out of it on the other side, I still have the momentum built up instead of having to like self-start again, which is the worst feeling ever.
Yeah. Well, but that's it. It's one of those things. The one thing I've been doing too is a checklist. I don't know if any of you guys use a checklist, but honestly, it like is a little revitalizing when you've got like a huge, because it just seems like insurmountable. And so it's so easy to like get overwhelmed and then just be like, screw it. Like you said, I'm just going to work from home, you know, like, and then when you're at home, you do parts of it. But then when you actually like start crossing things off and seeing it.
See this? Miranda says, if you relate to what Matt just said, get tested for ADHD.
Oh yeah, I have it. So
I know. That's
making a list or.
Yeah.
Don't we all?
Pretty much.
Oh yeah. But at the same time, it's just one of those people, if you're like to be productive, make a list. But it's just one of those things that it makes you feel better.
You know what? Being able to give yourself a checklist and check things off as you complete them kind of gives you that dopamine hit as you complete stuff too.
You know what? I try to do that a lot, and every time I do it, because I feel like that's something that would make me feel really good, is like gamifying it. But what ends up happening is I'll write down like 30 things I need to do, and then I'll do one and I'll check it off, and I'll do two and I'll check that one off, and then I do 15, and then I come back and there's like 8 more things that I have to add to the list and 15 to check off, and I check off like 3 of them, but then I have like 4 more things I need to go do that aren't on the list, but they're more important, and it just ends up being like a clusterfuck of nonsense instead of like a solid list. And
I think part of that is list management, because there's too many things going on between you returning to the list to update it.
Cause like maybe you shouldn't suck so much at writing lists.
No, it's not writing the list. It's like if you do everything throughout the day that you need to get done, but you're not updating the list until the end of the day, you're not stepping it. You're not breaking it into steps, right? So you're not getting that intermittent dopamine throughout the day, that feel good sense. If you break it up in between each action you complete, or if there's like 5 things that are part of one task, it doesn't make sense to stop and ruin your momentum. But I think you get my point.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like when you have a large order. Like I get what you're saying, Kyle. It's like when you have a huge order and it's different things, different components. Like I had that order a while back, like I think it was like 3 months ago, where it was like the glasses. I had like 6 cases of glasses to do, but 2 cases were this one. So you hit that one, and when you're done, you check it off and you put it into the pile. And watching like the shipping pile get bigger, and watching like the intake pile getting smaller, definitely like it's
that's like an instant
concrete
hit too.
Yeah, it's concrete, and that's the thing. Like it's really
it's
hard.
Like a real-time progress bar.
Yeah. And that's it. So like the other thing too is like if you do it takes something that's not concrete, which is like abstract, and it makes it where you can be like, I did this, and you can point at it and see it. And so that's what the to-do list is, So just saying, good thoughts. Use focus mode on your phone.
Yeah.
Your checklist.
If I used focus mode on my phone, I would get divorce papers, so I can't do that either. That's a good suggestion.
I mean, you can whitelist certain things, certain apps if you need to.
Well, I know that's the problem, is that I do stop and rethink the list constantly. I'll add the item to the list, stop and rethink the list.
Your problem is
the second to last item on the list, reassess your list.
I know. Like if I notice that like a guy down the hall fell off a ladder and broke his shin, I'd be like, go check on the guy whose shin is broken.
Yeah, Willie said if I kept making a list for what needs to be done, I would only have to make list.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
But, whatevs. Ugh. So whatever.
Derek said I missed the whole episode, looked for it last night. We took the night basically for everybody to go vote. Hopefully you guys went out and participated in the democratic process. So we moved it to tonight instead, but we'll be back to our normal time and day next week. Also, I saw Eli. I just wanted to touch on this kind of. Your whole message didn't come through, Ro, but I get the gist. Joining late. Will you guys try to add more business-related how-to content on your site? I've been going through the existing stuff, but I have a horrible time coming up with product ideas and and then I lost it.
I'm guessing that's social posts,
like social posts or something like that. Guess what, bro? I'm reopening the shop, which is what a lot of tonight's episode has been about. And once this horrible process is complete and all of the hoops have been jumped through, we'll have a lot more to talk about that. I know you've been kind of busy, Matt, but don't you have some stuff up on the LMA to check out as well right now?
The LMA has the Business 100 and the Business 101. God, voice left, and now we have our new old man.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
That was even a
talking.
There's the Business 100 and the Business 101 are both up. Business 102 is like halfway down. But really, the Business 100 and the Business 101 are honestly what 90% of people need to get going, because once you get going, it literally is like a, choose your own adventure after that point. But it basically talks about the basics of going to a bank, talking to them about what kind of loan you need, and then the processes that you need to actually be ready to go have that conversation legitimately, so that they don't look at you like you just want money for what. It talks about too, like different ways you can start your business if you don't want to use a bank, if you want to, finance it different ways, or just start off small, stay, oh my goodness, I forgot the first, like not LLC. Come on, brain.
Like a sole proprietor.
Thank you. So I was literally saying S corp, and I'm like, that's not it. So yeah, if you want to stay a sole prop, also it talks about the differences between sole props and stuff like that. And again, we are not business experts, but that's basic information that you can get from irs.gov. And there's all, like in those lessons, there's links to the IRS websites that have the information and give it credibility. So just a lot of good stuff there for people who are looking to get started.
It definitely lays out the options, and it's well written in good plain English. Without getting like overly. Sometimes when I read shit on like government websites, I just feel like I'm grinding I feel like someone's driving with my legs tied to the back of their truck and my face is just dragging on the pavement. That's what it feels like reading the words on government websites. So
yeah, so we just
if you want, like a more chewable tablet version of the experience, Matt's course that he has on the LMA is really good.
Yeah.
So I would go check that out. And I know he's got a ton to add too. Maybe someday we'll get him back.
Dude, I'm really
I haven't seen your timesheet this week. Did you have a little more time this week?
Yeah, I did like 7 hours total. I know, but the good news is my classes are like actually filled up. I know you guys don't know what any of this means out there, but Alex and Kyle, I've been telling them. So the fact that my classes are full now means I don't have to like work as much. And so basically I actually have some time to dedicate to spending time here, helping out.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get back.
Eli did just chime in too, just to put a bow on that. The LMA is what I've been going through. By the way, thank you for assisting me with adjusting my settings on my new Galvo CO2 for the ghosting issue. The machine is solid now that I have it set. So glad that you got that sorted, man. And yeah, we're gonna have like a major kind of small business focus, especially in like Q1. I want the shop to be open for Q4 and like have a really strong Q4 with a bunch of really cool Q4 content. But I also have to try to keep it realistic. And I think by the time everything has kind of settled to the point where I can focus on making content that really hones in on the core of like what it's like running the shop, I need to like run the shop for a little bit to like start doing that. So it will be kind of project oriented while the customers start bringing in the first jobs and while we're just kind of like getting ourselves warmed back up. But once things cool down from Q4 and we do have to take a closer look at things like strategy, I think that we're going to be doing a lot more content on the channel that you're going to be specifically looking for. And I think that will be
also
to watch. So
I think pretty soon, the stuff that we filmed for Emily's course is actually something
that would be great.
We can add it to the LMA for people to see. And it literally talks about how to plan your whole year out. And it was in July, but even now, starting to kind of get ideas, putting things together, and then moving forward throughout the year, like how you should actually be planning.
It's a very strong webinar. You'd probably get a lot of value out of that. We need to just double check the dates that we're allowed to share that. And
I think it was shareable around like a month from now. Pretty sure.
From now, like at the end of November.
It was around like Turkey Day. So I think that's where it came.
We'll double check that. Keep an eye out for that too. Also, while you're double checking things, if you went at the beginning of the show, don't forget to go at the end to jpplus.com. That's our sponsor for tonight's episode. We're super grateful for them. They've always been here to help us out, and we want to help them out too. So make sure you use the link down in the description along with the coupon code YLRZDF to get 15% off almost anything in the store, which is a lot of money compared to what most people are spending on Johnson Plastics Plus stuff. I mean, it's like a really big discount when you're ordering a lot of like flats and blanks and things like that. Pick up some Romark, guys. Have like some of that gold in stock, like gold on black, the yellow on black, the black on yellow, things that like just people need and they need them in a pinch. Try to grab some like holiday stuff. They have a ton of ornaments up over there. If you are like Matt and you find sublimation interesting because you're a peasant, they've got a ton of stuff for that too. And they've got some really cool tumblers. We haven't even unboxed the super cool holographic tumblers they sent over yet. So we'll be taking a look at those soon. The list goes on and on and on, but they've got it all over there. Again, it's jpplus.com. Use the link down in the description. Help support the channel, and you can save some money while you're doing it too. So we appreciate that as well. I think we're done. I think we're at 106, unless anybody else has anything that they want to.
I have one last pro tip.
Yeah,
I saw somebody made a comment that they use Google Sheets for their notes. I'll do you one better. Go to your little apps tab where you get to Google Sheets, and instead of clicking on Google Sheets, go to Google Keep and create a new list up at the top. Not a note, a list. You can check mark them. It feels good. You're welcome.
Nice. I feel like I had something else to say, but I guess I don't. Keep an eye on socials. I've been posting all the shorts because I have been so busy. So just because I can't sit at a computer and do an 8-hour edit doesn't mean I don't want to make videos. And I feel like the shorts are cool to, check out and follow along with as you kind of get to like watch us make progress on the storefront. And I'm open to suggestions and feedback. I really do like reading the comments and hearing what you guys think of things as they kind of progress along. So leave your 2 cents on that and this after the episode is over. But I think that's all I've got, guys. Thank you so much for watching or being here live, especially if you guys are here live tonight. Don't forget, if you really love the show and you want us to keep doing it, and one way to do that is to support the channel over at lasereverything.net/support. We've got a bunch of different ways. There's a Patreon page. We got a coffee page. If you really want to go hardcore, hit up masters.lasereverything.net. We've got a bunch of great content over there. We've definitely got some LMA members here in the chat right now, and we really appreciate you guys too. And if you want to join them and hang out in one of the best places online to learn laser engraving, the Laser Master Academy is a place to do that. So go hit that up. That's masters.lasereverything.net. Good night, everybody. I see all of the kind comments that you leave at the end of the show. I really do appreciate each and every one of you guys. It's always fun hanging out with you every single week. Matt, Kyle, love you too. And that's it. I think we're out. Have a good night, everybody. Get some rest.
Have a good night.
We're gonna work through the torment. Gonna work so hard that our boots come off. We're gonna work.
Alex's singing is the tour.